Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another scintillating edition of the program CAC Weekly, a weekly program that keeps you abreast on the activities and achievements of the Corporate Affairs Commission. My name is Maria Ado Zakari. Coming up, CAC prioritizes staff capacity development. Searchlight on share capital as enshrined in CAMA 2020 comes under focus. Plus, how to register a company online on Welcome back. Let's begin. In a bid to ensure that it achieves its vision of becoming a world-class companies registry, the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, has continued to prioritize staff training. While a series of training sessions bordering on capacity development, among others, have been successfully conducted, others are still ongoing. Monitoring and Evaluation M&E workshop for some senior staff of the Corporate Affairs Commission was recently held in Nasarawa State. The training was aimed at, among other things, equipping employees with the ability to make informed decisions in the workplace. Similarly, 50 participants had earlier received training on digital record keeping, while 60 others were trained on digital leadership, engaging virtual and remote teams via building success through teamwork. In another development, 50 staff have received training on capacity building on succession planning in Kaduna State. The trainings all form part of the capacity building efforts of the CAC to strengthen its workforce for greater efficiency. CAC News recalls that Registrar General Hussaini Ishaq Magaji-san, during an interactive meeting with staff, revealed that human capital development will be accorded top priority. On the list of his 4-point agenda are institution building, staff welfare, and improving the Commission's revenue. We give kudos to the CAC and best wishes for the Registrar General. Moving on to some robust provisions of the CAMA 2020, there is no doubt that the Companies and Allied Matters Act, CAMA 2020, revolutionized companies regulation in Nigeria. One of the many changes witnessed is that the entire share capital of companies must be fully issued, unlike in the repealed CAMA 1990, where 25% of a company's prescribed authorized share capital must be issued to shareholders. For more insight, let's join Justin Nidia-Biral, Director of Compliance, in our interview segment.
Mr. Nidia Justin Biral, Director of Compliance, CAC, thank you for joining us on the program again.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Today we're going to be looking at share capital. I know we have done this over and over and over, but you said of recent there are so many challenges as regards the share capital. So before we get to those challenges, I mean, for those who are joining us now or are watching us now, what exactly is share capital as far as the CAC is concerned?
Well,
you know, it's only when you hear bank statements, that's where you'll be hearing share capital.
Well, basically the CAMA itself define what is called share capital for purpose of the law.
Okay.
And what it says clearly is that share capital from the perspective of CAMA is what is defined as issued share capital.
Okay.
And what that means is that prior to this time, there were 3 classes of share capital. One was considered the nominal share capital. The other one issued share capital. Then the third category is paid-up share capital.
Okay.
So the Act deliberately defines share capital as issued share capital for the purpose that it discontinued the practice of allowing nominal share capital for registration of companies.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the position of the law period to come 2020?
The position is what I have summarily described.
Okay.
That we have three categories of share capital: nominal share capital, issued share capital, and paid-up share capital.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the difference between the nominal share capital and the issued share capital, or the paid-up share capital, rather?
Well, the issued share capital is the one that has been subscribed to by those who want to own part of the company. So, but the paid-up share capital is the one for which money has been received in respect of the shares.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What about the nominal?
The nominal has been discontinued.
Okay.
So
it's no longer in existence.
it's no longer in existence. It's no longer a requirement.
Okay.
Yeah.
What exactly do people need to know?
Well, part of the need for this discussion particularly is that when CAMA 2020 came into force, it discontinued the practice, like we earlier noted, the practice of nominal share capital. So before then, quite a large number of what is considered as legacy companies have what is called nominal share capital that have not been issued. Because the law at that time was that you are required to issue only 25% of the nominal share capital. So quite a number of the companies did not bother to issue the capital fully.
Okay.
So what that means is that since the law derecognizes authorized share capital, corporate practitioners were naturally required, if they have a balance of unissued nominal share capital, to either issue them or to cancel them. And the commission at that time put up a public notice giving time frame within which companies were required to either cancel those nominal share capital or to fully issue them.
Okay.
And that the time given was a long period of 2 years.
Oh, okay.
From 2021 to December 31st, 2022.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that the transition arrangement?
That was the transition arrangement.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is the response like?
Well, the response was that quite a few of them that were diligent did issue the balance of the nominal share capital. Quite a large number of them did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but this only affects legacy companies, not the new companies that are registered from 2020 till date?
No, from 1st January 2021, the registration software was configured in such a way that you capture issued share capital from inception.
Okay.
So we don't have any challenge.
Okay. So what are the challenges faced by people so far?
Well, the challenges have been what we noted earlier as law response.
Okay.
Yes. So of recent, we have noticed that quite a number of them that did not bother to either cancel or issue the shares within the period of 2 years are now coming back.
Okay.
Coming in 2023 to issue those shares. And penalty has started accruing from 1st January 2023.
Okay.
And the penalty is on daily basis.
Okay, so now let's go to the penalties proper.
Yeah.
But before that, is understanding this whole issue of share capital not also a challenge for most people?
Yes, for those who registered company without appreciating what the requirement for management of company is a challenge. But for those with the insight of professional advice, did not run into a problem at all.
But you know that many people register company without professional advice. Let us paint a scenario. An average man or woman on the street and comes here to say, I want to register my company. And he or she goes online, you know, and do all of that. It will be very difficult to understand. No, I know between 2020 till date it's already configured, you know.
Yes.
But before then, it's a bit difficult.
No, but
so if I own, like, for instance, 30 shares in a limited liability company before KAMA 2020, what happens to those shares?
Well, it will depend, like we said, on the difference between what is issued share capital and paid up share capital. If, for instance, the company had its shares fully issued, then the company doesn't have problem. So, but for those that had balance of unissued share capital, those were the ones that were caught up with this challenge.
Okay. And unissued will mean you gave 20, you gave 30, you gave 40, and there's remaining 20 without anybody.
No, the unissued share capital, in a simple language, is the difference between the nominal share capital and the one that has been distributed to members of the company, the total number that has been distributed to members of the company.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go to the penalties.
Yes.
Okay. You said the penalty is on a daily basis.
Yes.
The first one will be what?
The first one will depend.
The cumulative penalty will be what?
The first one, you will recall, it penalizes the company, the directors and officers.
Okay.
And the daily penalty would naturally differ on whether you are a small company or a company other than a small company.
Okay, so let's start with the small company.
For the small company is 250 naira daily for both the company, directors and officers.
Okay. Then, so if we have a total of 10 officers with directors.
Yes.
So it's 250 times 10.
Then times.
Another one again.
Times the number of days from January
till date.
Okay. Yes.
So there is no waiver?
For now, we thought we gave a reasonable long period of time. At least 2 years is sufficient for any serious-minded person to have made up his mind as to whether you will cancel the shares or you will issue it.
Okay.
So our thinking is that if you give that waiver, it's like you are encouraging tardiness in the administration of company.
Okay, so let's go to the big companies. What is their penalty like?
The penalty, like we said, 250 for smaller.
For big companies, though? No, 250 is for smaller companies.
No, for companies.
Other than big?
No.
Or other than small?
Other than small, that's what we say, 500.
Okay, other than small is 500.
500, okay. 250 for small.
Okay, 500 for other than small.
500 other than small. Then PLC has its own.
How much is PLC?
1,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same with the director. PLC is where you make more money.
Yes, ordinarily. Unfortunately, because because they always have professionals that advise them.
Okay.
You will
so don't fall into this trap.
hardly find a PLC falling into this category.
So what is the category of company that fall into this?
Mostly they are private limited liability companies.
Okay, yes.
Classified as either small or companies other than small.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So they are the ones that fall into this trap.
Most of them are from that category.
Okay. You said there will be no waiver. Is there going to be an extension?
For
penalty?
Extension is what we advise people actually, like in a discussion of this nature, is that since the penalty is cumulative on a daily basis.
The earlier you pay, the better.
The earlier you pay, the better. If not, it will continue, and it will reach a point.
And it's going to be reviewed. Maybe when you review annual return, you also review penalty.
Of course.
Because of the inflation.
Of course, you look at it. Ordinarily, if you are filing annual return, if it is discovered that you still have a balance of this thing, the annual return will be queried, so you will not be able to move from that point.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And talking about engagement, is there an ongoing engagement with people, especially limited liability companies, on these issues of share? Is there an engagement, like a forum, maybe quarterly or monthly, just to keep them abreast of the issues?
Apart from discussion like this that we are doing,
the publicity here that we're doing,
the Commission has, under its operational rules, what is considered as quarterly customer forum.
Okay,
at which issues like this
have been discussed.
Are being discussed. So apart from that, also, recently we have started engaging with professional groups.
Okay.
And
they need to
different
advise
sectors
their clients
on the need
properly.
for them to update their obligations with the Commission generally, but particularly for annual return and this issue of unissued share capital. Yes.
Okay. Do you hope to see like a difference any moment from now?
Yes, we are optimistic that based on the enlightenment that is currently going on and the one that we intend to undertake in the incoming year, that there will be significant improvement in the response from the general public.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Before we go, if you are going to talk to somebody, it would be company register, an average person who is coming here to register, what exactly would you be telling him or her?
Well, our advice would always be that now, if you don't have any functional business,
don't start a company.
Don't register a company and keep it in anticipation that you may get contract or you get some opportunity that may come in the future.
But isn't having a company a requirement even to bid for the contract?
It's a requirement.
So until you have a company, that's the only way you can bid. If you don't have a company,
until you have that contract, what you have is what is technically considered as a shell company. If it's not doing, or if it's not into operation. And all over the world now, shell companies are not encouraged. Because
what do you mean by shell companies?
Shell companies, we mean companies that are registered and just kept without any...
You know, when you say shell, I was thinking it's the giant oil and gas company.
No, shell is just what we the cover.
Okay.
Cover.
Okay.
So there is general hardening of attitude against shell companies, and that is because of the possible abuse that could arise from keeping shell companies.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so people should not keep shell companies?
No, would encourage them to keep shell companies.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Nidia Justin Barrow, thank you very much indeed for your time, sir.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right.
Hello there. It's a brand new quarter and your favorite program, CAC Weekly, is about to unveil new innovations fresh from the Nigerian Company Registry. Have you heard of the Extensible Business Reporting Language Standard for filing of electronic financial statements? Do you know that there's so much you can do on your own on the company's registration portal, CRP, from the comfort of your home or office? The CRP offers, amongst others, end-to-end electronic registration solution for accredited customers and the general public to initiate and complete pre-registration and post-registration applications electronically, online filing of annual return, online registration of limited liability partnership and limited partnership. See you there. Right there. Let's now quickly show you how to register your company seamlessly online.
Company registration. To begin, reserve the company name that you intend to register and then proceed to click on Start Registration to begin. Step 1. Enter the details of the company. Click on Save and Continue. Step 2. Add the objects of the company. Click on Save and Continue. Step 3. On the Articles of Association, you can either create your own Articles of Association or simply adopt the default Articles of Association provided. You can also edit each part of the default Articles of Association to fit your company's purpose. Click on Save and Continue. Step 4. On the Directors, enter the details of at least one director. If you want to hide your residential address from public record, click on the Hide Residential Address from Public Record toggle button. Click on Save and Continue. Step 5. Under Secretary, this requirement is optional for small companies and you may skip the step by clicking on the Click Here link button to proceed. However, if you wish to add a secretary, click on the Add Secretary button, enter the details of the secretary, and click on Save and Continue. Step 6. Under Statement of Issued Share Capital, add the share details and enter details of proprietor and click on Save and Continue. Note, you must allot the entire issued share capital. Step 7. On the Persons with Significant Control, enter the particulars of the person with significant control of the company. Step 8. Under Statement of Compliance, if you are an applicant or an accredited agent other than a legal practitioner, fill in your details and click on Save and Continue, or you can skip this step. Under Document Upload, scan and upload all the documents labeled Yes under the If Required column, and where the documents labeled Optional applies to you, please scan and upload to avoid a query on your application. Click on Save and Continue to preview. Step 9. Preview your entries and if satisfied, click on the Proceed to Payment in order to make payment. Remember to remain on the remitter page after you have received a confirmation of payment. Step 11. After payment, you will be redirected to your dashboard where you will make payment for your stamp duty. After making payment, your application will enter the pending panel on your dashboard under registration. When your registration has been approved, your certificate will be automatically generated on your registered panel where you can download and print it.
Do you know that by the provision of Section 421 subsection 1 of CRAMA 2020, the annual return of a company limited by shares or guarantee or unlimited shall be completed, signed and delivered to the Corporate Affairs Commission not later than 42 days after the annual general meeting for the year? So, have you updated your records with the CAC? Well done if you have, and if you are yet to do that, please hurry now to www.cac.gov.ng to file your return to avoid being struck off. The CAC remains committed to working hard to provide prompt and efficient service to customers in line with global best practices. And that does it for this week's edition of the program, CAC Weekly. We hope you enjoyed watching. For comments and inquiries, please take advantage of our social media handles and helpline. On Instagram and Facebook, we're at Corporate Affairs Commission. On X, that's Twitter to you and me, we are at CAC Nigeria 1. Our email address is cservice@cac.gov.ng and our website is on www.cac.gov.ng. Our call center is 070-80-62-9000. Do join us next week for another interesting edition of the program, same time, same station. From me, Maria Ado Zakaria, and the whole team here, it's bye for now.